YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy Shawnee Tunes, and I'm back with another banger. And of course, yes, I did make another build. I promise you guys that this is my last build, I think. But as you can see, we made a lockdown, bro. I know. Y'all gonna say, but you already have four lockdowns, and they was more so trial and error to for this one to be made. And I honestly think this is the best lockdown that's out there that I've made. But I'm not even gonna do too much talking. I'm gonna get right into it, show you guys how to make the build and everything. Right now, it's called a two-way drive and rise bully, but that's because of my cap breakers. So let's get right on into it. Now I went shooting guard. Now you can go small forward, power forward, whatever you want, because of course you know we went 6'8", and you can only be 6'8" with those positions. But I went 6'8", right? I'm gonna go 235 on the weight. You guys just gotta follow me, and of course, max out the wingspan, bro. Now you can do uh 7'1", but I wanted to do 7'2". I wanted max wingspan, bro. Max wingspan, bro. Now go ahead, hit continue. And there's a reason why. Hold on, let me see. Because if you do 7'1", you can only get a 91 block. You do 7'2", 94, and I wanted 93. And you guys gonna see why. Dude, remind you, my fault. I am playing with 8 cap breakers. So we did 80 for the 3-pointer. We left the mid range at 71. And yes, guys, I know y'all looking at the 3-pointer and everything. It's pure green window. So if you know your jump shot, you're going to be able to make any shot that you want, long as you know your jump shot. For the standard dunk, 70, 63. And I'm not necessarily worried about dunking too much on this build, only because we have cap breakers. And like I said, as the season goes on, we're going to get more cap breakers, bro. So just keep in mind when you're making these builds with your cap breakers can potentially make your attributes be. So if y'all know we need 75. We're gonna save one because you don't really get nothing at 76. Besides, I think at dribble animation, but I think it's dribble style. Now for this, we went on with 70, and then pass accuracy. Y'all know I love 65 pass accuracy. I only had one build that's I think like a 70 plus. Two builds actually because my center has 80 something. But anyway, 77 interior. The interior is going to match the block. Now look. Now remember, if you go down one to 7'1" wingspan, you only get 91, right? But as you can see, Paint Patroller, you need 93 with the 77 interior. So that's why I went max wingspan. Now the steel, we're gonna go 81 in the perimeter. Max that out at 92. Now for the speed, max that out. Agility, max that out. Now strength. Now look, we went with 91 because at 92 you don't get nothing. You know what I mean? So, but at that 91 spot, look what you get: brick wall, gold, and immovable forcer, Hoff. So that's why we went 91. And of course you need vert, right? So let's see. We messed up somewhere. Where did we mess up? Hold on, chat. Hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go. It's fixed. Like I said, you're gonna be 6'8", max wingspan, max weight, right? and you can go ahead, finish the build. You get shades of all-time kings, Doug Christie, 0203, OG, Ron Artest, Metal World Peace, and your boy, Jimmy Butler from 2016, 2017. And the name you get is Physical Shot Erasing Lockdown, bro. Like, that name just sounds scary by itself. Now, you can see the strengths: excellent perimeter, defensive positioning, forces defensive to sprint back, guards really block like him, and imposing presence physically. Because, like I said, you got max weight but the max wingspan, bro. And look at the weakness: layups, and of course, your finishing ability. But remember, you get cap breakers, guys. So, when this is all said and done, this build's going to have no weakness whatsoever. Now you go ahead, hit advance, of course, and I'm going to show you guys what he look like with this cat brace and everything. Now look, with the 70 ball handle, you put your 5 cat breakers there. You're gonna be able to dribble on this build, guys. Like I said, you're gonna be able to dribble. Look, 86, you get all the tall guard dribble six that you really necessarily need, and of course the 75, to get the Zach LaVine dribble style and everything. Now, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable with the pass accuracy and you have more than 8 cat breakers like than what I have, look, you're more than welcome to add to the pass accuracy. You can get yourself 90 plus free throw. You can get yourself a 80 mid range, so you can have 80 mid range and an 83 point. Like I said, the only flaw that you can kind of say about this build is the shooting. But like I said, it's pure green windows. If you know your jump shot, you can make any shot. If you want to add post control, you can. Now, I put my 2 cat breakers here to get 74 standing dunk. As you guys know, 72 standing dunk gets you rise up in all the good standing dunk packages. So that's why I put my 2 cat breakers there. Now, like I said, if you go ahead and add your cat breakers, I'm gonna go ahead and do the math for you right here in front of your face. So you start off at a 58, right? Plus 3, plus another 3, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. You'll have a 70 driving dunk. And then, of course, custom take, you can boost that. Now I know some of you guys looking like, that's low. Listen, you're a lockdown. You're not trying to go dunk on nobody. The 58, and then, like I said, if you add more cat breakers here, you're going to get the basic dunk package that you need to just dunk when you're wide open. And, of course, same thing with your layup and your close shot if you feel like you need those. But this is what we're really looking at. So look at the interior. 77. It could be 78, 79, 80, 81, 82 interior. 92 perimeter. Y'all know that's your challenger gold and everything. And you can plus one that. Now, I'm going to be hitting starter 5 and the next season. So this is why I want to use less cap breakers on here to get the 85 so that way I could put my cap breakers on somewhere else. Probably my rebounding, just because I like being able to fact that I can help rebound when needed. Because this build is really for park and possibly, right? Now look, 82, 83, 84, 85. So you just need 4 cap breakers here. Now, like I said, next season 2 is coming out. That's 1 cap breaker. So it's going to be 82. And like I said, starter 5. It's going to be the rest of my cap breakers. Those 3 going to go right here. And I will be able to get my steal, like my interceptor on gold, and I can plus that to Hall of Fame if needed to be. Now, of course, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable snagging, you can put them here. This build I just made this build to basically complement how I play. Now, you could use this build as a template, and you can change up how you want to do it, but this is what I'm rocking with. And like I said, I wanted to be able to dribble just in case if I get the ball, I can kind of create my own space, my own shot. I feel comfortable shooting with this 83 pointer. I put the plus 1 there, 81. It's for animation. I believe it's Rudy Gay, if I'm not mistaken. Now that's the jump shot I'm using. Now I'm gonna show you guys. Look at animations, guys. Look, like I said, with this 86, Zach Levine, T Mac, D Book, Jimmy Butler, Pro, Lonzo. The shade behind the back is a tall guard, Curry slide. Spin, Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy Butler. Look, you get all the good dribble six on this build. Now, hold on, let me go back. Okay, so this is the jump shot I'm using. Rudy Gay, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. And that's it. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of gameplay showing basically just the defense because you already know what the offense could do, but you really want to see is he good defensively? Now look at this. Now look, remember we have Golden Hall of Fame defensive badges, bro. Look, he's really boxed for real. I want you to guys look at this. The reason why I went with the high block and everything. Look, give me that nice chase down, bro. Now on to the next one. Look, just look, bro. Look, that's that move enforcer that's working, right? Look. Now look at this. Look at this. You see how kind of far away I was, but I still got an 87% contested. That's all to do with my block and the vert, bro. Now look. Now he think he got me, bro. Look. I'm boxing him, bro. Look. Chase down. You get chase downs because you have pogo stick, on ball menace, high flying denier. You have so many badges working with you. Now look. I'm really boxing him, bro. Like, look. Look at that, bro. He don't know what to do, bro. But that's it, bro. I'm out.